everybody. Today I'm talking about Venus in 2025 and Venus's long and complex exaltation, plus some other key factors about Venus in 2025. So Venus is going to be exalted from 27th January to 1st of June 2025. It's in Pisces. It's got a long exaltation, but as you know that Rahu is in Pisces. So Venus is going to have 3 conjunctions with Rahu in Pisces. Then Saturn comes into Pisces and Venus is there, and then Venus will have conjunctions with Saturn as well. And this big Saturn Rahu conjunction, Venus is very much involved. Plus Venus is in Mahaparivartana Yoga with Jupiter. So lots to explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Venus in 2025. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Also, I want to let you know about my conference. I'm doing a VIMSHOTTARI DASHA conference, 10th to 13th of January 2025. And do explore. I'll put a link. It's all details are on my website, komilla.com. There are 28 international speakers, and many of my students will be there. So I hope some of you can join. So Venus in 2025, it has a long and complex exaltation. It has a Parivartana Yoga with Jupiter. It has a nice aspect with Venus being in Libra, Jupiter being exalted in November. But main thing we are going to explore is Venus's complex retrograde that is taking place, as well as its participation in the Saturn-Rahu conjunction. So basically, as we start the new year, Venus is in Aquarius. It's very happy. And on 27th of January 2025, it moves into Pisces. And it's in Pisces, very happy in Pisces. Rahu is there. It will have a conjunction with Rahu as soon as it moves into Pisces. First of 3 conjunctions with Rahu. A little bit more about that later. And then on 1st of March, it goes retrograde. And in that retrograde, it comes back to early degrees of Pisces, where he will be involved with the eclipse of 29th of March, and then it's going to go direct on 12th of April at 0 degrees, and it is going to be bang in the middle of the Saturn-Rahu conjunction. And then it continues to be between Saturn and Rahu till 24th of April. Although it is exalted, that is a very complex time for it. And then moving forward, it will move away from Saturn and Rahu, and that can only be a good thing. Remains exalted till 1st of June. So in order to truly understand Venus exaltation, the first part is good, and then the last part, May, Venus will be exalted. It is much better. But the thing is this, that between 29th of March right up to 24th of April, Venus is in, it's going to go direct, it's going to conjunct with Rahu, with Saturn. It's all very complicated. And Venus as Karaka of marriage, we should avoid marriages if you can. If you've already planned, you can't do anything about it. Maybe you can't do anything about it. But April is very complex for Venus. Generally, I advise that we should not get married when Venus is retrograde. And then because Venus is the Karaka for marriage, but then Venus is with Rahu, with the eclipse, with that Saturn Rahu conjunction, and then it continues to be in Papa Kartari Yoga, means stuck between Rahu and Saturn. It's important. Otherwise, Venus can bring volatility in whatever house it rules for you, and that is another factor. But generally, Venus during that time is in a complicated position and not able to give the results of its exaltation. So early on, you can enjoy the exaltation, and then later on, you can also come May, then Venus has done its conjunctions. Although it's still in Pisces, it is not going to be conjoining anything. Again, to remember that 1st of June, you could say 30th of May, 1st of June, Venus is going through Gandanta, so to watch for that. So that is the main story of its retrograde. But because it retrogrades, it is also going to conjoin with Saturn. It's going to conjoin with Rahu multiple times. So we just explore that. We explored the Venus Saturn conjunctions, and Venus is going to conjoin with Saturn on 18th January. That is when Saturn is in Aquarius. Then it will go into Pisces on 7th April and conjoin the second time in its retrograde phase, and then direct on 20th of April. So you see, even though Venus is exalted in Pisces, especially 7th April, 20th April, this is a complicated time. And then with Rahu, the first conjunction is 3rd February. Generally, Venus-Rahu conjunction one day, not such a problem. But then it will have the conjunction on 4th of April, and then final conjunction with Rahu on 24th of April. So you see, Rahu, Saturn, they are trouble-making energies. Saturn is always blocking, creating obstacles. Rahu is disruptive energy. And then all the planets gathering together in Pisces, which is on 29th, 30th of Pisces, 6 planets. Venus is part of that. So if you're Taurus or Libra ascendant, obviously this affects you because too much outside influence. So you have to be patient, not make any major decisions around that time. And I know sometimes people say, I'm always saying, be careful, be patient. But that is the whole thing about trying to understand astrology, is when to be patient, when to take action. So these troubled times where Venus is also very much part of it, we do have to be ultra conscious about it. And then Venus, once he's done the conjunctions, or it is moved on by May, Venus is the other side of Saturn Rahu. It's done its issues and it is ready to give some exaltation impact. Good luck. Venus is in Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga. Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga is blessing of Goddess Lakshmi. And, it's for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So we can all enjoy, including myself, the beneficence of Venus, which will be in Pisces for some time, but early part and late. So as it starts right up to 1st of March and then later. And especially 1st of March, whenever planets are turning retrograde, it's a good idea to be patient, and there can be some little complication. In fact, I'm attending a wedding on 28th of February, so just before Venus turns retrograde. But my suggestion would be that you should avoid this turbulent period of Venus, specifically from end of March right to end of April. And then, still Venus will be with Rahu and Saturn, but it is no longer in that confrontational aspect. Now, then throughout this time, from 27th of January to 14th of May, Venus is going to be in Parivartana Yoga with Jupiter. So they're going to exchange signs. Jupiter's in Taurus, Venus is in Pisces. Now, Jupiter is in Taurus, not the best position for Jupiter because it's more materialistic, but it's not troublesome. It's just that Jupiter is supposed to be more spiritual. Venus in Pisces in its pure form would be lovely, but it is with Rahu and Saturn at various times. So their influence has to count. But this Parivartana Yoga means that even though Jupiter's out of the drama, he's getting affected by it. I suppose all of us will get affected by it, and we need to be aware of it. Then there is a very nice period coming up in November when Venus goes into Libra and Jupiter is exalted. So Venus has two other very positive transits. Venus will go into Taurus on 29th of June and end on 25th of July. This is again a own sign, and Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga for Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Good time, opportunities, a great time to enjoy what life has to offer. Venus in Taurus. These are short transits, and we just get a good energy from Venus in Taurus. And then the final Venus strong planet, again, another Malavya Mahapurusha Yoga, is from 2nd November to 25th November. But here, there's another very pleasant thing happening. Jupiter is in Cancer, and Venus is in Libra, and they are both creating positive Mahapurusha Yoga, especially Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, Malavya Mahapurusha, as well as Hamsa Mahapurusha by transit. Jupiter also has a short window, but it's very fortunate that same time Venus is also strong. So we can all look forward to November, in where Venus is showering its blessing alongside with Jupiter. But even earlier, around July, Venus in Taurus is good. The main thing is that in 1 year, Venus has 3 transits. It's Exaltation, Taurus, and Libra. This year, Venus is troubled in its exaltation and will continue to be troubled because it is going to always have Saturn there for the next 2.5 years. So it's not a pure exaltation, but we have Venus in Taurus, Venus in Libra, and Venus in Libra super positive because Jupiter at the same time is in Cancer. So that is it for today. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. Thank you.